Hi guys, in today's tutorial we will see event handling in React.js. So basically event handling in React.js is same as we had in our JavaScript. So first of all I gonna minimize that code, and you can see its output was like that. So I'm just going to use here event handling. So first of all I have to move here, type JavaScript events, JavaScript events, and you can see that here is a lot of JavaScript events we have. Let me show you. onChange, onClick, onMouse hover, onMouse set, on key down, onload, etc. There is a lot of JavaScript event handling here. You can see that all of these are JavaScript events, but you can also see that all these events are in kebab case. So what is basically kebab case? Let me move on Google and write here kebab case example. So if we have basically three variables, first variable, second, and you can say if we have three words, we can simply use three words combined by making hyphen between these words. So this was basically the kebab case. Let me show you what is camel case. And if you have like two words or many words, more than one words, you can see that the very first letter of every word is capital besides our first word. Like iPhone's I is small but its phone's first letter is capital. Like eBay, and you can see these are only two here. iPhone and eBay are in camel case. So first of all let me show you that all these elements which are in kebab case, if we use these events in our React.js, these elements or these events would always be in camel case. So first of all let me show you. As you can see that here I have used onClick, and you can see that we have basically two words, one is on and second is click, and the word on, the first letter is small, but for second word the first letter is capital. So this was all about camel case. And in JavaScript you can see that on's O is small and clicks C is also small. So this was in kebab case basically. So I have used here onClick. This is also an event of JavaScript. So what if I make here on mouse over, Control C, and I gonna just paste it here, Control V, and here I have to make in camel case on MOUSE, and here I have to write OVER, and you can see we have here an option on mouse over. Whenever we move mouse on that button, it will call the function which is dict number. Control S, and let me show you what is basically happening here. You can see whenever I move on that button nothing happened, and when I click on that button you can see it's incremented by 1, and as many times I click on that button, its event is called only by clicking on that button. But whenever I move on that button, you can see that it's calling the function only by mouse over, as we have mentioned in our event handling. I am not clicking, I am just mouse hovering and it is working. So let me show you other one. On click, on change, and on mouse set, on key down, on load. So all of these were basically JavaScript events, and I hope you understood it. Basically all that code we have seen in our previous two videos. You might be thinking that how all the buttons are basically showing here and the design. Let me show you the CSS that I have already done. This is for main div, and here I have this CSS for sender div, and here I have h1 tag, and here I have button. You can see that whole code is for button, and here if I hover on that button the color would be green. So this is another div which is just for buttons to display the buttons like flexbox. So this was all CSS. Basically our main focus is to understand the structure. So I have told you that how the basically events are calling here and handled by our mouse and JavaScript. You can see that here we have first useState hooks, and inside the useState hooks we have initial value as 0, and whenever we call increment function it will increment the value by 1, and whenever we call decnumber function it will decrease the value of that variable by 1, but it is also checking the condition. If the value is greater than 0 it will then minimize the value by 1, but if its value is 0 then it will show an alert that the number cannot be decremented than 0. So this was all code. I hope you understood it.